Sunday afternoon, eh? Fancy watching a film, but I can't decide which one. If only I had some to choose from. I've come to a decision, hooray. You may remember in one of my physical media pickup videos not long ago, I showed you the Dracula, the Legacy collection that I picked up from Amazon, I think just after Christmas, about £7. And I'm going to watch some spooky old Universal horror from the 30s. Dracula, the original Dracula, I'm quite familiar with. I saw that not so long ago, but I'm going to spend some time with Dracula's daughter.
He's come back.
Sander, look at me. What do you see in my eyes?
Death.
Do you like jewels, Lily? This is very old and very beautiful.
Please don't come any closer.
So there we are. I think I finally hit on the magic formula to get the millennials and the YouTubers and the TikTokers and the influencers to flock to this channel watching 1930s Universal horror films. Never mind, eh? Dracula's Daughter, 1936. One of the titles in my Dracula Ultimate Collection box set, Legacy Collection box set, which I picked up a few weeks ago. Really enjoyable little film, actually. Really good fun with quite a sophisticated script for its time. It's the film that stars Gloria Holden as Dracula's daughter, Countess Zaleska, and Otto Kruger as Dr. Jeffrey Garth. The story here basically is that it sort of follows in the aftermath of Dracula, with Edward Van Sloan returning to his role as Van Helsing, now renamed for some reason Von Helsing. Having just dispatched Dracula and Renfield, he comes into the hands of the police. Two slightly bumbling comedic police officers enter Carfax Abbey, where Dracula's just been dispatched by Von Helsing, who then is taken to London to meet sort of a psychiatrist character played by Otto Kruger, Dr. Jeffrey Garth. Von Helsing has already failed to prove to the police that vampires exist. They think it's a load of hogwash. At a party shortly afterwards, Dr. Garth meets up with Countess Zaleska, the mysterious and eerie and magnetic Gloria Holden, who plays the part with a sort of a very strange, eerie charm to her. She is Dracula's daughter, and she mistakenly thinks that because Dracula is now dead, she'll be freed from the curse of vampirism. She's soon disabused of that notion, has to accept her natural state as a bloodsucker, and she proceeds to eventually head back to Transylvania, but she takes with her Margarita Churchill's Janet, who is Dr. Garth's assistant. There's a sort of attraction between the two, which is kept apart by the fact that she's his secretary and he's this top psychiatrist, if you like. It's a good fun film. It's quite comedic in places. I wouldn't necessarily describe it as a horror film, to be honest. It's not particularly horrific. It has a much lighter touch than even the original Dracula film. I like the fact that it tries to have certain ties with the classic original Dracula, but those ties are quite loose, shall we say. Not just in the renaming of Von Helsing, but in the fact that the whole film has this lighter on its feet feeling to it, and it is quite comedic in places. And as I said, the script is quite sophisticated. The humour is quite clever, quite arch. There's some nice lines of dialogue, certainly in one scene reflecting perhaps the original Dracula, where Countess Zaleska is offered some wine and she says, "I never drink wine." And there's another scene where the two police officers who arrest Von Helsing at the beginning of the film say, "How long has he been dead?" to the Dracula who's just killed, and he says quite blithely, "About 500 years. There's lots of little bits and pieces in it, and the relationship between Janet and Dr. Garth is quite teasing. It's quite clear that there's an attraction between the two, and it rolls along quite well. Gloria Holden is quite eerie as Countess Valeska. It's just an enjoyable little film. I mean, it's not a classic of the Universal years, but at 68 minutes, it sort of bowls along. It doesn't waste its time. It's quite well made. The production values are pretty high. The acting is good. It has that sort of, bearing in mind that we're within the first few years of the talkie era, the acting is quite, it has that certain manneredness that you expect of that era of filmmaking. But it's quite nippy on his feet, I have to say. It's quite an enjoyable little romp of a film. Not a lot else to say about it, really. I mean, it's bloodless. There's no gouts of blood. You don't expect that sort of thing in these films. But I think it works well. It's directed well with good use of shadow and darkness. There's one particularly good scene where Countess Zelenska is approaching her sort of assistant, who's this sort of lumbering hulk called Sandor. There's a really nice scene where he's walking towards her and you see his shadow cast on the wall. That's things that black and white films can do. They can use shadow and darkness and create a certain ambience and atmosphere, and I think it works very well in this particular film. So it's a good fun film, and I really enjoyed watching it. It wasn't what I expected to watch this Sunday afternoon, but I just felt in the mood for a bit of vampirism, and having bought this selection of films, I'm not even sure I've ever seen this film before. Obviously, I've seen the original Dracula, but this one seemed fairly new to me, I have to say. It didn't ring any particular bells. So I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the films on this box set: Son of Dracula, House of Frankenstein, and House of Dracula. Really good fun film, and I'm going to give Dracula's Daughter a good 7 out of 10 because I had a really fun time with it. Right, a short video today, just to keep you up to date with what I've been watching. It won't all be ancient old films, I promise, but I just thought I would do a little bit on this today, as I haven't put a video up for a few days. I'm achingly near 600 subscribers now, so if you have stumbled across this channel, whether you're a millennial or an influencer or a TikToker or just somebody who likes old horror films, why not like and subscribe? There's loads of stuff on this channel. Check back at all the reviews and bits and pieces and unboxing-y things, and of course a lot of Doctor Who content. Like and subscribe and stick around for some more videos. I'll see you soon. Tell her to keep taking the stuff.